guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Ishmael, a South African currently living in Ireland in Dublin. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and if you have subscribed, thank you for that. If you have not yet, you're a new viewer here, please subscribe and hit like on the videos. And thank you for the support, and I hope you do enjoy the content that you've been checking out on my YouTube channel. So today I'm doing something light because it's been a while since I actually made a video, but I'm doing something very light. I thought it would be cool to talk about Irish names, and how to pronounce them and kind of like what do they mean in English, because, obviously when you get into every country, the names would be different, the same with our names. My name is Caoimhe, but I know that here in Irish, they struggle to pronounce that. So hence, usually I go by Ishmael. So when we got here, we also struggled to pronounce some names. You would see it and you would think you should spell it exactly how you should pronounce it, especially how it's specifically how it's spelled. But that will not be the case, especially with Irish names, because they are in Gaelic in a way. And they are beautiful names, but you can't just know how to pronounce them from the first time. So you have to learn and understand, how they come about them and what they mean. So I thought that would be cool, and it might, give you guys some fun and realize what kind of names are Irish, so you can recognize them if you ever come to Ireland in future. And for those that are coming to Ireland, who know as well how to pronounce those names and don't have to struggle and be awkward when you can pronounce the Irish person's name. So I've got about 15 names here that are most difficult to pronounce in Irish, but I'm just going to see if I can do 10, and then maybe I'll do the rest at a later stage. So I'm going to put the first name here, and then you can pause the video and then try to pronounce it, see if you can. Don't cheat, see if you can, and then after that you can continue playing, and I'll explain how to pronounce the name and what I thought it's pronounced and how to pronounce it, and then what does it mean, So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy this. Okay, so number one, like, how do you pronounce this name? Like, you first look at it, first glance at it, how do you pronounce it? I thought it was, I looked at it and I was like, is that Aoife, or Aoife, or what? How do you even pronounce that? What is it? It just looks like a bunch of letters. But anyway, it turns out it means it's Aoife, which is the equivalent in English of Eve or Eva, so that's what it means. And apparently it means radiance or beauty. It's a girl's name, so that's what it means. It's Aoife. That's how you pronounce it, as in E and then dash FHA. Aoife. Very weird, I know. And then the second one is this one, and when I looked at it, I was like, is that Caoimhe? Is that Caoimhe? Like, how do you even, where do you even start? But so I asked around from one of the ladies that I was working with, and she said, no, actually that name is pronounced Quiver. I know, completely different, Quiver, but apparently that's what it means, and that's how you actually pronounce it, and it means beauty or precious or radiant. For girls, it's also a girl's name. It's a girl's name, but it's Quiver or Kiva. Like, how? So apparently Caoi in Irish, it's Qui. So that's why we get Quiver. And MHE, it's V, which is very, very, very quite confusing, but it's interesting, right? And then with that being said as well, the next one, I think it was this one, yeah. And it's apparently called, what do you think? How do you think this is pronounced? Just take a pause and try to pronounce it. So apparently, because I thought it was Niamh, or, but apparently it's Niamh, like I said. So HM or MH at the end for Gaelic, it's V. So that's Niamh. I'm actually not sure what this one means, but yeah, apparently this one, that's how you pronounce it, Niamh, as in Neevha. Very weird, I know, but they're interesting names. I found them very intriguing, and like, it's not something that you can pronounce correctly from the first glance. So I just thought that was interesting. And then the next one is this one. And I don't know how you would have attempted to pronounce it, but I was thinking Saoirse, like, it's Saoirse, Saoirse or Saoirse or something like that, but it turns out it means Sisha. That's how you pronounce it, or Shisha, something like that. Yeah, Sisha, I think, and apparently it means freedom. Isn't that cool? That's really cool, I like the meanings behind the names. So apparently that means freedom. And then the next one, what is that, number 4? That is this one. How do you pronounce this? Ruadh, is it? Yeah, Dhri. I was like, Ruaidhri? Like, what do you say? But apparently it's Rory, which means a great king for boys. Rory. So you can pronounce it as Rory, like, Rureee, Rory, which is a very cool name. But yeah, that's cool, right? I mean, I think that's cool, the way these names are and you pronounce them and what the meaning behind them. I think that's pretty nice. And then the next one is this one, which, again, please pause the video and attempt to pronounce it so that this can be a little bit fun for you as well. But apparently that is Seamus, which is an equivalent of James, apparently in English, and which apparently means he who grabs a supplant or something like that. I don't even know what that means, but apparently it's an equivalent of James in English, which again is pretty cool because I was thinking it's Seamus, like I'm pronouncing literally, so I was thinking it's Seamus, but it turns out it's Seamus, which is equivalent to James. And then the other one, these two are kind of related, so I'll put them together here as well. And apparently how you pronounce this, attempt it again. It's because I was thinking Oisín, or whatever, but they have a little bit of apostrophe actually on top, so that kind of, like in Sepedi we know when you have an apostrophe it also changes the meaning. So that apparently means Oisín, and the other one is Róisín. That's how you pronounce the two. And okay, I'm not sure exactly how it means, but Oisín, it means little deer for boys apparently. But I've seen, Róisín is for girls and Oisín is for boys. But apparently it means little deer for boys. That's adorable, man. That's pretty cool. And then the next one, this one I would have thought it was pretty easy, but it's spelled Eoghn. So I was thinking, okay, maybe then it's got a inside, it'll be Eoghan or something like that. But turns out it's pretty basic. It's Owen. I mean, imagine, we know Owen, O-W-E-N, but they spell their Owen like that, E-O-H-A-N, or E-O-I-N. That's how they pronounce their Owen, and Owen apparently means young fighter, which is pretty cool. I never knew that as well. But as I was doing research for these names, that's what I also find out, which I think is pretty interesting and cool. Let's see. And then the other one is this one, Ciaran. Oh, well, that's what I thought you pronounce it. It's Ciaran, because I'm seeing C-I-A-R-A-N, but turns out it's actually Karen. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you guys are blowing my mind. So nothing is pronounced as it looks. Ciaran looks like Ciaran, but it's actually Karen. I know, right? And then, okay, I'm getting through the names pretty quick. And the other one that I have, I think maybe some of you might know this one, is this here. And it's spelled S-O-U-B-H-N. So that as well, I was thinking Suban, Siobhan or something like that. Excuse me if there's any Irish people watching this and I'm butchering the names, but I've learned to pronounce them. But apparently that is Siobhan, Siobhan. I think I've heard it on one of the series, but I just never knew how it's spelled. So it's called Siobhan, and which means God is gracious. That's a pretty nice name. But yeah, so that's that. And then which one did I leave out? Let me see which one I left out. There's this one as well. Okay, I thought it was Mairin, but which is pretty close. But it turns out it's actually Mairin, like Maureen, and it means star of the sea. I mean, that's just, the meaning behind these names are just cool for me. But anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found this interesting, and I hope you can practice some more with the names, and maybe if you ever see an Irish name like that in some way, you will recognize it. There's obviously more other names than this, but these are just the first ones that I thought for me were interesting and were a little bit difficult for me to learn in the first place. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments. Hit like and share the videos. Share with your friends, the channel, and there's a lot more content that is coming in the next few months. So please keep in tune, and thank you for the support. I'll see you guys in the next video.